Recently, in a discussion with Joe Rogan, Elon Musk outlined his plans to establish colonies on Mars in the next 30 years because of the risk of societal collapse. He points to the dangers of nuclear war, asteroid or meteoroid strikes, extreme declines in birth rates, and the possibility of natural catastrophes as a cause for alarm. Musk has also complained of man becoming extinct due to the rise of a superior to human artificial intelligence, AI, becoming the dominant species on the planet and replacing humans. He does mention this later in the video. The current race to build this superior to human AI system by big tech billionaires has been called an AI arms race and a new Manhattan Project. Musk is clearly a major player in this race with his AI system called Grok. Here's the clip of that discussion with Joe Rogan.
Is November of next year. So, and you can launch plus minus a month roughly. So we'd have to launch in November or December of next year. So the default plan is to launch hopefully several starships to Mars at the end of next year.
And what would they be doing?
Well, at first we're just going to try to land on Mars and see if we succeed in landing. Do we succeed in landing, like let's say we were able to send 5 ships. Do all 5 land intact, or do we add some craters to Mars? If we add some craters, we've got to be a bit more cautious about sending people, you know. And we need to so we got to make sure the thing lands safely.
How does it land on Mars?
On rocket thrusters.
So it'll just land...
Oh, we'll add legs.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
it'll just land and have legs, and
yeah.
So it'll be remote controlled from Earth, or
no,
it'll
just autonomous.
Autonomous, completely.
Yeah. Mars is you can't remote control things from Earth because Mars
it's too far.
It's too far. Speed of light. You have speed of light constraints. So Mars at closest approach is roughly 4 light minutes, and when it's on the other side of the sun, it's about 12 light minutes. So, you know, round trip would be like 40 minutes, best case, if Mars is on the other side of the sun.
So once you do that, then how long do you think before you start sending people up there?
Well, we're going to try to go as fast as possible. You can think of this as really a race against time. Can we make Mars self-sufficient before civilization has some sort of future fork in the road where there's either like a war, nuclear war or something, or we get hit by a meteor, or simply civilization might just die with a whimper in adult diapers instead of with a bang. I think we can do this in, I don't know, at least, I think we could do it within 15 Earth-Mars synchronization events, or, you know, so basically like 30-ish years. If we have an exponential increase in, if every year, if every 2 years we have like a major increase in the number of people and tonnage to Mars. Like I think as a rough approximation, we need about 1 million tons to the surface of Mars, maybe 1 million people, that kind of thing.
To actually have a civilization.
Yeah.
And would you terraform? Like, what would you do?
You would eventually terraform Mars. At first, people would live in some kind of protected environment, like domes and underground kind of thing. Terraforming would take too long. And we're at this point in time where, for the first time in the 4.5 billion year history of Earth, it is possible to extend consciousness beyond our home planet. And that window may be open for a long time, or it may be open for a short time. I hope it's open for a long time. But it might only be open for a short time. And we should just make sure that we extend the light of consciousness to Mars before civilization either extinguishes or subsides. You know, all that needs to happen is that the technology level of Mars drops below or technology level of Earth drops below what is necessary to send spaceships to Mars. So if there's some really destructive war or, like I said, some natural cataclysm, or simply the birth rate is so low that, we just, like I said, die in adult diapers with a whimper. That's one of the possible outcomes. For a lot of countries are headed that way, by the way. So
Japan is, right?
Japan, Korea.
Yeah.
I mean, at
dangerously.
At current birth rates, in 3 generations, Korea will be about 4% of its current size.
That's insane.
Yeah, maybe even less than that. They're only at 1/3 replacement rate. So if you have 3 generations, that's your 1/27th of your current population, which is 3%-ish.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, basically, population collapse happens fast. So, and seems to be accelerating in most parts of the world. So basically, I mean, from my standpoint, I'm like, this is the first time it's been possible to extend consciousness beyond Earth. Maybe that window will be open for a long time, but it might only be open for a short time. We should make sure that we make life multiplanetary and make consciousness multiplanetary while it's possible.
Well,
that's the goal of SpaceX.
It's certainly a smart goal if you take into consideration how vulnerable this planet really is. I mean, there's always some news story about something that might come and hit us 30 years from now. It's a 3% chance, and we really can't stop that right now, right? I mean, we don't really have the technology currently to even know how many rocks are coming our way, right? There's stuff that comes behind the sun that we can't see until it's pretty close. Then it's headed our way.
Here's the clip of Musk calling AI with superior to human intelligence an existential risk later on in the discussion.
So speaking of AI, as time goes on and you're more and more embedded in it, how much, if at all, have your expectations of changed?
Well, I always thought AI was going to be way smarter than humans and an existential risk, and that's turning out to be true.
Yeah.
What this all shows is that Musk has no faith in the biblical prophecy that Jesus Christ will return to conquer the militaries of the world and establish his millennial kingdom on earth. See, for example, Revelation 5 verses 1 to 10, 19:11-21. Zechariah 12 verses 1 to 14, and Isaiah 2 verses 1 to 4 shows us that Israel finally defeats all its enemies with God's help and is reestablished as the world's new superpower, bringing peace and prosperity to the nations because of its superior knowledge and wisdom. If Musk wanted to be a part of this, he could spend his money on projects that would give humanity hope for the future instead of wasting it on colonies on Mars so a few of the world's elites can get off the planet before disaster strikes. The cost of $66 trillion for the Mars plan is an incredible waste of money, labor, and resources.